Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert. We have to my right, my far right, we have Donna Bourne and a very special guest here for the second week in a row, Dominique Turner. She's a mental health advocate. And last week we had such a great show with her. She told her story and how we're able to help people that's dealing with any type of issues. And this show was only 28 minutes, so we kind of ran out of time. So here we are again. And we're going to try to pick up right where we left off at. Just welcome to the show again. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you, guys. We are happy to have you.
And we were talking about all the people that are going through hardships.
Yes.
Mentally. And I was actually telling a story about COVID. You know, my clients, I'm a Medicare agent, and I sit down with families every single week, 10 to 15 families. And in some situations, my seniors, especially the ones that were in like the apartment, the senior housing and the buildings, at one time, it had gotten so bad that they were not allowed to come outside of their apartments in the hallways and go to the community rooms and things like that, because that's when everything shut down, the gym and everything, because we had to stop the spread of COVID. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for doing a great job in crushing COVID. Just keep getting vaccinated and everything. But what all this led to was loneliness. You know, loneliness. God created us to be with other people, to talk to other people, to touch other people. We weren't, built to be alone. And it caused a lot of mental problems. A lot of depression, a lot of loneliness. And, so I called my clients and, we would talk on the phone for hours and hours during that time. I just checked in with everybody to see how they were doing, and one of the things that I've learned is that communication, when you're having those mental problems and you feel like you're at your breaking point, you're not alone. Communication is the key. You need to reach out and talk to somebody, because if you don't find somebody to talk to, or a group therapy, somebody going through the same problems that you are, it stays in your head and it causes more problems. And I know me, I was going through financial problems, years ago. And I would think about every single bill I had at one time, and it would just make me want to go crazy. So one of the things that I was talking about, and I recommend, is that when you feel like, there's no family member you could go to, or there's, a friend, or you just had so much hardship, the one thing that you could do is, if you have any type of insurance, whether it's state insurance, whether it's Husky, Medicare, or just your job insurance, if you look on your card, you'll see something that says PCP, that's your primary care physician, $20 or $10. It could be $0 if you have great insurance. And then you'll see another section where it says SPEC, stands for specialist, and it'll have another dollar amount there. What you can do, you can reach out to a mental health specialist and schedule an appointment and talk about whatever problems you are having. And they do seem to help. And I know from personal experience, I went through a lot of hardship myself, but I'm not even going to go into that story because the show will be over by the time I'm done. So I'm going to talk about my children. One of my sons, my oldest son, when he was in high school, he graduated high school, and after high school, you have to take the SATs so you could get into college. He had asthma and he had anxiety. He would go to take the SATs, and he was he would have anxiety attacks, and he would pass out and never be able to finish. So I took him to a specialist. And it's not going to cost you a fortune. It costs you, 20, 30, $40. And what he did, he gave him little tricks, little mind tricks, so for anxiety. And one of them I remember was to wear like an elastic band around your wrist, and this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and pull it and pop your lifeline and say to yourself, stop. And somehow it worked. He got the SATs, went to college, graduated, and it's over. But I'm just saying, those are some of the things that you can do to help yourself through a hard time. And you can also contact Dominique here on Level Up Warriors LLC on Facebook.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about your Facebook page and how you're able to help people.
My Facebook page is based off of the stigma behind mental health awareness and how we have to rise up against it and fight and be able to talk to people in order to become better individuals. And mental health is not just a state of mind that you're in, it's a disease, and we have to get behind the cause of those things, such as depression, stress, anxiety, whatever you find yourself dealing with that's hard to cope with, you have to talk to somebody, because bottling it up inside might not give you a good end result. You can harm yourself, you can harm someone else, and it's just not good for your mental. What my Facebook page does is it gives you positive quotes. It gives you step-by-step routines in order to have a better day. It just basically helps you go through life. Sometimes I will post positive memes or inspirational memes to help someone get through the day, and I'm seeing people that I don't even know share it, or people that I do know that it touched. You never know. I've had multiple people contact me. I've had people contact me saying they were about to kill themselves, and they added my Facebook page, and it worked out good for them. I have people contact me and tell them either I'm starving, I have no way to get food in my house, or my kids are going through this, or I'm going through this in a relationship, or I was ready to kill myself, and you gave me inspiration with all the losses you took and how you survived. It's just a lot of things behind the mental health, and it's not always just loss. That might be my reason. Your reason might be something else behind why you're fighting hard to, live another day or see the next day or be okay with talking to someone. So one thing that would be for me might not be for you. You can be suffering from anxiety, PTSD, which I'm suffering from as well, paranoia, fear, laziness, procrastination, not getting up. Those are all tied into mental health things.
Yes.
And you just need people to pull you out of the water and just hold you and let you know that you're gonna be okay. You don't need to drown by yourself. You need a team that you can trust. And one thing I do is, everybody's not religious, but you don't have to have a specific religion to keep your mind in touch, meditate, and be in alignment with yourself in life. And all of us was here for a purpose. You have to find your passion, and then you'll know your purpose. My passion is helping people. I've done CNA, I've done a lot of things in life, positive and negative, and got no results. But once I went through these losses, I developed the mental health movement, Level Up Warriors, and I've been just feeling like myself, like I belong here, and it's my time. So I'm just out here trying to help the community and help others like me, men, women, boys, girls. We're all in desperate need of mental health help, and it's okay to say you're not okay. And the biggest thing is, when you look at men in society, they feel like if they cry, they're weak and they have nobody to go to. We need to uplift our men in the community, because where I'm from, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, the crime rate, is going
up.
Very, very high. Every day there's a murder in Bridgeport, and we're not okay out there. It's hard to even enjoy yourself out in the community right now, because we're going through the most traumatic timing of our lives right now. Every single day someone is getting murdered in Bridgeport. And we're so much bigger than that. So it's my job and the job of my community leaders and those who are willing to help, say that we're not okay as a community. What can we do to serve our community and make positive feedbacks for these kids that are growing up, because there's so many boys out there. I have 2 boys of my own, and I want them to know that this is the way you should go, this is the way you shouldn't go, and give them reasons why, and also create ideas that we can, guide them into a better direction in life, because sitting on the block is not going to get them nowhere. Bottling up their emotions is not going to get them anywhere. Early teenage pregnancies is not going to get them nowhere. Selling drugs is not going to get them nowhere. Being jobless is not going to get you nowhere. All those things eventually will tie into mental health issues. And there's so many other things that I didn't explain, but we have to just take accountability for those things that we do in life, and we have to see why we're stagnant. We have to see why we're not getting anywhere in life, because God is calling for this community to, change, and the community can't change if the people don't change, and it all starts with mental health.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is so well said. So it seems like, Level Up Warriors LLC, you started this company or this Facebook page to help other people, but it also seems like it's healing you as you help other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what I'm seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
You're healing, and you're going through problems, other people's problems, and sometimes that it seems like it's making you forget about yours temporarily.
Yeah.
And you're
That's what it
focusing
does.
on other people, and
Yeah.
that's what we gotta do as a community. We gotta talk, we gotta come together, we gotta help one another, and sometimes helping, like I said, you forget about your problems because somebody's coming to you like, I'm standing on the top of a 10-story building and I'm ready to jump because, my boyfriend had an affair or just whatever.
Yeah.
And so you forget about your losses temporarily, of
That's
course.
exactly what it
and
is.
you
Of course.
talk them down, and that's healing you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's helping other people just makes me feel so good about myself, because I've been in that dark hole. I've been in that room where I'm looking for something to kill myself. I've been depressed. I've been tired. I've been wanting to starve myself, throw up my food. I've been so many things that other people have gone through. I've been through. I've been that person. I've been heartbroken. I've been lied on. I've been cheated on. I've been mistreated. I've been a lot of things in life, and those things did tie into my mental health. But it took me 33 years to get help and get counseling. And I'm telling you right now, the woman that's counseling me out there in Bridgeport, she's so amazing. And I don't mind giving up her information if anybody needs help as well, because she told me that I'm allowed to. But getting counseling has been the best thing for me, because I'm reaching out to her and I'm okay with picking up the phone with a total stranger who won't go tell my business, who won't, hey, listen, I have a problem here today. This happened, or this person did this to me, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's okay,
It is. And sometimes it's easier.
It's
to
easier
talk to a stranger.
Always.
I never really understood why people would say I would not talk to a stranger or a therapist. Like, I feel like me and this woman are friends, okay?
Because they're not going to judge you. They don't know your business. They don't know your history. And they really don't care. They just want to help you.
Right.
It's simple.
Right.
It is
It's
so
been
much easier.
Very therapeutic for me. It's
Yeah.
helping me. And as soon as she call every Monday at 10 o'clock, I'm making sure I'm picking up that phone, because she's getting me through. And like you said, helping others. And I attend Stop the Violence marches and all of that. We're working on events, The problem is in Bridgeport is we're not getting enough help with these events we're trying to plan. We're seeing a lot of positive impact on the female side, and we have a dire need and craving for these men to start getting involved, and it's just not happening. So people are starting to shut down about doing the events, but I still have hope that we'll grab some men out there in the field and get some help, because we need to have example who's been through the wire, been through the projects, been through all the hurt, the pain, the being broke, the jobless, even men, they suffer from relationship problems and relationship abuse. It's not always just about us women. Men go through a lot.
Especially men.
Men
because they
go
don't
through
share
a lot.
as much.
Men go through a lot, and they feel like their pride is so yay high that they can't talk about it because they'll look weak. So it's a lot of things I want to do. I want to give back to the incarcerated women, because I've been there. I want to give back to the teenage mothers, the young single mothers. I want to give back to the youth. The youth is my main priority right now, because I see that with all the violence going on, we need to really, really, really be there for the youth right now, because it all starts little. We have to get down to the bottom of what and who are feeding these kids all this negative energy to want to go gang bang and pick sides of towns and kill off each other, and it's just horrible. And it's like in Bridgeport is but so small, so we're all somehow connected. Somebody had a baby by somebody, or somebody grew up with somebody, or somebody's related to somebody. All this violence has to stop, because it's just horrible. So my main focus right now is helping my community out there in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Shout out to all of you who've been sticking by me and, understanding me and just trying to get to know me and understand the whole mental health advocate thing. I just really trying to help make the community a little better, because Bridgeport is not just everything you see on the news. We're so much more than that.
Absolutely.
There's so many people in Bridgeport doing positive things that we don't get any lack for. So, Bridgeport is not just all crime rates and negative.
So Dominique,
Go ahead.
listening to your story, and as a Level Up Warrior LLC, what would be the most motivative thing would you say to a mother who out there who either her husband died, her children died, or going through a hard time just like you? What would you say to that person that would watching us now, to help to uplift them from that place where they are?
That's a good question that you asked, because I am actually in, an acquaintance with a lot of mothers who have gone through it before me, after me, older than me, or younger than me. So what I would have wanted someone to say to me if I was looking in the mirror is the same thing I would say to them, is give yourself time. Don't rush your healing process, because every day is not going to be a good day. You can't force yourself to be okay. It's okay to, take your time and want to be by yourself. It's okay. But if you feel like you're going to hurt yourself, you need to talk to someone. If you feel like you have nobody, it's okay to talk to someone. But also, don't feel bad for wanting to be to yourself and getting yourself back together, because you have to take time for yourself. And also, one very, very important key thing that I want to add on, because I am a mom also, outside of the boy that I lost, the son that I lost. Be careful with how you mourn in front of your kids, because I didn't at first. And it started taking a toll on my kids. I have an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old boy, and I started seeing the depression in them. And Mom, I want to cry, but I got to make sure you're okay. So the same person I was as a little girl when my dad was dying is the same way my kids was acting. And so now when I mourn, I step aside. I go in my own personal space. I try not to let them see that part of me, and tone it down a little bit. I know you can't really hide the fact of how you feel,
Right.
but just be a little cautious with the kids, because you don't want to ignore that, and
Exactly.
that leads to their mental health problems too.
Right.
So we have to be mindful of the people we're surrounded by as well, because energies attract. So if I'm sad, I might linger it off on you, and then when I leave, you might be sad and whatsoever. So that's a very important key with, just making sure you mourn to yourself sometimes, because it affects the kids.
And it's
Definitely.
always okay to cry.
It's
It's
okay to
always
cry.
okay
It's
to cry.
okay to cry.
Yes,
I
because
think women are good at it, because I'm a crybaby. But
I'm real good at it.
the men, they feel like, oh, I wasn't crying or whatever. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, you were crying, but it's okay.
Oh, especially
But-
when they be watching a movie.
Yeah.
They try to pretend like they're yawning. No, you're crying.
Yeah, so, you just got to take time for yourself. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush the date. Don't rush to hang out.
it's a
Don't.
process.
You know what I mean? Even I started just going outside like 3 weeks ago. And when I get outside, I start feeling depressed all over again. So I'm like, you're not ready, It's okay to step out for years sometimes, but don't force yourself to fully be ready,
Right. Take baby steps.
Take
Do
baby
one
steps.
little thing at a time.
I go with I could count on a half a hand how many people I go outside with, and the community's wild right now, so that brings flashbacks of certain things, and you just got to take your time. You got to take your time with it, and just know that those people you lost are looking down on you, and they're guiding us, and they're being our inspirations to be better.
And learn from, their mistakes, or the mistakes that occurred around them. And one other thing that you have to do, and I learned this during COVID, I started, like most people, working from home. And I fell into a deep depression myself.
Yeah.
I would get up and I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't brush my teeth. I didn't take a bath till 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and just kind of lollygagging around the house and supposed to be working. And you fall into these slumps of depression.
hard.
You
So
have to
you
push
have to push yourself,
You have
even
to.
if you have to write down what you need to do. Write it down, because when you write it down, again, I'm good for taking things out of your head. You put it on paper and you put it on your refrigerator where you're going to see it every morning. So here's what I did. I started getting up in the morning, 7 o'clock, 7:30, whatever, taking my shower, getting completely dressed, and set up one area in my house where I called my work area and just pretend like I was going to work. I did, because it
That's the
took
best way
me
to do it.
out
Yeah,
of,
it sucks you
I had
in.
my pajamas
That's
on. I ain't comb my hair. It was
Yeah,
just,
and I
you're just
feel
in the
bad for
house.
the kids. The kids took a big L.
Oh, my
because
God.
it's like you can't go anywhere. Everything's shut down. My kids are so happy the world is opening back up a little bit, and I'm still kind of iffy about bringing them certain places, because like I said, our city is crazy right now. But it's the road trips for me. I'm going on road trips and getting them out of
Yes.
Bridgeport, because
Yeah.
Bridgeport's too crazy right now. But yes, COVID it took a toll on a lot of us. I had COVID right before I got pregnant. So I know it's not a good feeling. It feels like you're dying, and you have to take care of yourself. You have to stay hydrated. You have to stay away from people. I was in the house all by myself, and my soulmate that had passed, he was on the other side of the house for 2 weeks straight. I couldn't touch him. I couldn't hug him. I couldn't lay with him. My kids were out of the house for 2 weeks. You still have to mask up because everybody's not vaccinated.
That's right.
I'm guilty of it. Some days I run out the house without a mask, and then I got to go to the corner store and get a little disposable.
You
But,
forget.
you
You
forget.
forget. That's all.
And then it's like you run into the store and they be like, ma'am, your mask. And you're like, dang it, I got to go back to the car. So, you got to keep yourself protected, because everybody out here isn't vaccinated. And, just make sure that you're getting those temperature checks, and you're just keeping your body in good health.
Wash your hands.
And wash your hands. That's the number one thing. Always wash your hands, because it's hot outside. People are going to be dehydrated. People are going to be sick. COVID has not gone away because I still see people on Facebook saying they just got it. So just be careful who you're around and know that they got their temperature taken before you went wherever you went with them or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely. That's so important.
Refrain
Yes.
from hugging and all.
My son suffers from bad allergies and asthma, so I can't even play around with that.
Exactly.
And my stepdad as well, so.
Yeah, COVID, you know what? A lot of people had COVID. I had COVID. And the worst part of COVID was the loneliness. All I
Yes.
had, it was the loneliness.
Yes.
I had a fever, I had a high fever.
I had fever,
I had
chills,
headaches.
sweaty, headaches.
And then I started having nightmares and hallucinations.
Oh my
And
goodness.
All type of stuff.
I was in a
You ever had
room.
it?
No, I didn't. I never.
I
had it.
did. I
Thank
had it
God.
for
You
like
don't want
3 or
it.
4 days. It was
COVID?
Yes, I had COVID. I had COVID in 2020. It was in April. I know, it was tax day. I'll never forget. I was like, I should be filing my taxes, and it was April 15th, and I had COVID.
I got it May 21st, and I had quarantine until June 5th, and I was pregnant by June 11th.
Oh wow.
I had to quarantine for like a week, but I did it for 2 weeks. So in my house, we're very fortunate. There's only 3 people, so everybody have their own
corner.
bathroom. But I was stuck in just my bedroom with my little bathroom for like 2 weeks by myself, hallucinating, having all these crazy dreams and everything. And my husband and my son, they were so scared. I had nobody to touch me. And, you know, I've been married
That's
for a long
funny.
time, so I'm used to having somebody to cuddle with. So this is what they did. It was so funny. They set up one of those little TV trays outside my door, okay?
Oh my God.
And then Joe would bring me my food. He would put the food on it.
And they act like you're about to kill them.
They do. No, this is what he did. He put the food on the tray, run back in his room, close the door, and call me. Your food is on the
That's
table.
horrible. And
That's
it's crazy
terrible.
when you're used to being
Oh,
babied and
my
stuff.
God.
Because I would walk by my boyfriend and he'd be like this on his way to work, like I got the cooties or stuff. I'm like, really?
They would call me. My son, I didn't even see him. I don't even think he came to the upstairs
Oh,
at
my
all.
God.
My goodness. So anyway,
Thank God I didn't have it.
we
Yeah.
have just a couple of seconds left. We're going to give the last 30 seconds to Dominique. What's your 2-minute or 30-second message to the audience? Stay safe.
My 30-second message to the audience is to stay safe, know that it's okay to not be okay, and to get help. You can reach out to me at Level Up Warriors, LLC. You can call 211 and get help. You can reach out to someone in your community for help or a trusted family member or friend.
That's great. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you,
Thank
Donna.
you.
Everybody have a nice day. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on
On
your
your
side.
side.